The very first thing happening inside your brain when you glance at that glowing rectangle isn't just a mental shift, it's a physical change, a tiny, immediate reshaping of the very pathways responsible for your focus. Your neural real estate is being rezoned in real time, every single time you tap that icon. This isn't abstract psychology, this is tangible neuroplasticity. Today, you're going to unlock the hidden operating manual for your own brain's attention system. We're going to dive into the astonishing science of how repeated screen interactions hijack your brain's ancient reward pathways, creating a potent, self-perpetuating dopamine loop that quietly erodes your capacity for deep, sustained focus. You will understand precisely how this silent neurological remodeling occurs, transforming the way you navigate the digital world and empowering you to reclaim command over your most precious cognitive resource, your attention. Think about the last time you tried to concentrate on a complex task, maybe reading a challenging book or working on a detailed report. Did you find your mind wandering, irresistibly drawn to check your phone, even if there was no specific notification? That isn't a personal failing. It's your brain responding to subtle cues, a trained impulse. What's truly fascinating is that this isn't just about willpower. It's about the very architecture of your brain. Our brains are incredibly efficient learning machines. They constantly seek patterns and optimize pathways based on what we feed them. For millennia, sustained attention was a valuable survival trait, honed through activities like hunting, foraging, or crafting. These tasks offered intermittent, unpredictable rewards, finding prey, discovering berries, finishing a useful tool, but they demanded long stretches of dedicated focus. Now, compare that to the modern digital environment. Every swipe, every refresh, every new notification is a miniature lottery, a tiny burst of unpredictable novelty. This isn't just entertainment, it's a powerful neurological training regimen. Your brain's reward system, particularly structures involving dopamine, lights up with anticipation. Research by Dr. Gloria Mark in 2005 on continuous partial attention vividly illustrated how modern digital workflows splinter our focus into brief, shallow bursts. She found that, on average, office workers switched tasks every 11 minutes, often interrupting themselves, leading to a state where deep, immersive focus became increasingly elusive. This constant switching, this craving for the next digital hit, begins to lay down neurological highways that prioritize rapid task switching over sustained engagement. It's like your brain starts building dozens of dirt roads instead of maintaining one robust highway for deep thought. The brain, in its relentless pursuit of efficiency, begins to reinforce these rapid-fire pathways. It's a remarkable adaptation, but not always for the better when it comes to attention. The real revelation is how this system, originally designed to help us survive, now gets turned against our sustained focus. Here's where it gets truly wild. Your brain is a master sculptor, constantly reshaping itself based on experience, a phenomenon known as neuroplasticity. Imagine your brain not as a rigid, finished structure, but as a vibrant, ever-changing city. Every thought, every action, every repetitive stimulus builds new roads, strengthens existing bridges, or lets old paths fall into disuse. When you habitually engage with screens that deliver constant, rapid-fire, unpredictable rewards, a new like, a fresh email, a breaking headline, you are essentially telling your brain, "This is how we find value. This is important." And your brain listens. It starts to physically remodel its internal landscape. The very neurons that fire together to handle those rapid shifts and dopamine hits begin to wire together more strongly. Areas of the prefrontal cortex, crucial for executive function and sustained attention, can actually show altered connectivity. It's not that your brain loses the ability to focus, it simply prioritizes the pathways it uses most often. If your brain is constantly being rewarded for short, intense bursts of attention followed by immediate gratification, it starts to get incredibly good at that. Meanwhile, the neural networks required for settling into a long, uninterrupted period of deep concentration, those quiet, persistent pathways, can gradually weaken through disuse. They become like overgrown country lanes, while the screen-addicted highways become multi-lane superhighways. Your brain learns that sustained effort is less rewarding than the immediate ping of novelty. A compelling study by Dr. Gaia and colleagues in 2018, published in JAMA Psychiatry, used neuroimaging to demonstrate significant changes in the gray matter volume of specific brain regions in adolescents with high screen time, including areas critical for cognitive control and attention. This isn't just about feeling distracted. This is about your brain's physical architecture adapting to the demands of a high-stimulus, instant gratification environment. So, when you try to focus and find it agonizingly difficult, it's not a moral failing or a sign of personal weakness. It's your brain performing exactly as it has been trained to perform, based on the input you've consistently given it. You are literally experiencing the neurological consequence of years of digital interaction. That's a shocking scientific reframe, isn't it? It's not that your brain can't focus anymore, it's that it's been trained not to. But here's the truly empowering part. If your brain can be reshaped by screens, it can also be reshaped away from them. You can deliberately retrain your attention, resculpting those neural pathways. The science shows us precisely how to do it. First, implement what I call the single task sprint. Choose one specific task that requires deep focus, like writing, coding, or reading a complex document. Set a timer for 25 minutes. During this period, your phone is on silent, face down, in another room. Close all unnecessary tabs on your computer. Commit fully to that one task. When the timer goes off, allow yourself a 5-minute break to stretch, grab a drink, or even briefly check your phone. Then, reset for another sprint. This practice isn't just about getting work done. It's about actively reactivating and strengthening the neural circuits responsible for sustained attention and inhibition. Each sprint is a focused workout for your prefrontal cortex, reminding it how to engage deeply and resist distraction. The expected brain response is a gradual strengthening of the anterior cingulate cortex and prefrontal regions involved in task switching and sustained attention, making it easier to ignore distractions over time. Second, embrace the digital sunset. Establish a clear cutoff time for all screens at least 90 minutes before you plan to go to sleep. This means no phone, no tablet, no TV, no computer. Instead, engage in activities that gently stimulate your brain without overwhelming its reward system. Read a physical book, listen to calming music, take a warm bath, or have a quiet conversation. The constant blue light and stimulating content from screens suppress melatonin production and keep your brain in a state of alertness, making it harder to fall asleep. But more subtly, cutting off digital input allows your brain's dopamine pathways to gradually reset, becoming more sensitive to natural, subtle rewards. This practice helps to recalibrate your reward system, allowing your brain to transition into restorative sleep, during which crucial memory consolidation and neural cleanup occur. When you wake, your attention system is less craving the digital hit and more prepared for deliberate focus. Third, cultivate curiosity cultivation. Actively seek out and immerse yourself in long-form, complex information or experiences that don't offer immediate gratification. This could be a dense nonfiction book, a multi-episode documentary series watched without interruption, learning a new musical instrument, or engaging in a lengthy, nuanced conversation with a friend. The key is to commit to the process, even when it feels challenging at first. When you engage with content that demands sustained intellectual effort, you are consciously training your brain to tolerate ambiguity, to seek deeper understanding, and to delay gratification. This strengthens the very pathways that have been weakened by constant digital stimulation. This habit, over time, helps rebuild your attentional endurance, making your brain feel comfortable and even rewarded by the slower, richer experience of deep engagement. You are not a helpless observer in your own mind. You now understand that your brain's attention span isn't some fixed, unchangeable trait. It's a dynamic landscape, constantly being shaped by your daily habits. The struggle to focus isn't a deficiency in you, but a predictable neurological outcome of how you've interacted with the world. And armed with this knowledge, you now see your brain not as a victim of its environment, but as an incredibly powerful, adaptable instrument. You possess the blueprint to actively guide its remarkable ability to change, choosing to sculpt pathways for profound, sustained attention rather than just reacting to every fleeting digital whisper. And this journey into the astonishing inner workings of your brain has only just begun. There are so many more incredible mechanisms waiting to be uncovered, so many more ways to understand and empower the magnificent organ inside your head. You've taken the first step in decoding the real science of your focus. Join us next time as we continue to explore the breathtaking capabilities of your brain, revealing even more profound truths that will change how you see yourself and your potential.